China's invention claims, history or narrative? What if I told you that China didn't just give the world paper and gunpowder, but also lays claim to soccer, the seismograph, and even toilet paper? But here's the twist. The same civilization that boasts these monumental firsts once tried to bury its own beginnings. From toothbrushes to banking systems, Chinese civilization has laid claim to a stunning range of world-changing inventions. But beneath the pride lies a paradox, because the very government now promoting these claims once led a campaign to destroy ancient Chinese thought, values, and history. Let's start with what's undisputed. The four great inventions, paper, gunpowder, the compass, and printing, are global game changers born in ancient China. Paper, perfected by Kai Lun in the 1st century. Gunpowder, a 9th century alchemist accident that changed warfare forever. The compass, guiding fleets centuries before Europe caught up. And movable type printing, developed by Bi Sheng long before Gutenberg. But China's list doesn't stop there. Toilet paper in the 6th century, playing cards by the 9th, seismographs, suspension bridges, kites, and even early versions of soccer. Some claims are widely accepted, others spark scholarly debate. And that's where things get interesting, because these claims aren't just historical trivia, they're political currency. Ancient China wasn't just a technological powerhouse. It was a philosophical one too. At the heart of its civilization stood Confucius, Kongqiu, the great teacher of order, respect, and moral duty. His ideas shaped generations not just in China but across East Asia. Taiwan, Korea, Japan, and later, Vietnam adopted Confucian principles as core pillars of governance and social behavior. It was China's soft power long before the term existed. But when Mao Zedong launched the Cultural Revolution, he tried to sever the nation from Confucian beliefs, branding them as feudal and oppressive. In doing so, China didn't just lose temples and traditions, it lost the very soft power that had once influenced an entire region. And today, in trying to reclaim civilizational pride through invention claims, China is, in part, trying to rebuild that lost influence, not through philosophy, but through historical innovation. Then came the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s and 70s. Temples were razed, texts burned, teachers humiliated. The communist regime waged war on anything old, especially Confucian values, which they saw as elitist and anti-revolutionary. Ironically, while mainland China purged its own philosophical heritage, places like Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan became its unlikely custodians. They didn't just inherit Confucianism, they flourished with it. When the smoke cleared, China faced an identity vacuum. The old traditions were gone, the new ideology felt hollow. So the nation began reconstructing pride, not through emperors or Confucius, but through science, achievement, and ancient innovation. By spotlighting past inventions, the Communist Party could tie modern China to its glorious, pre-revolutionary roots without restoring the culture it once destroyed. Naturally, this creates tension. Western historians credit ancient Greece, India, or the Islamic world for many breakthroughs. But China sees many of these as born within its borders, long before the West even knew they existed. The West sees parallel invention, China sees stolen recognition. The truth is, civilizations influence each other more than they admit. And the Silk Road didn't just trade goods, it exchanged ideas. Here's the subtle truth. China is a country, but Chinese is a civilization. Today's People's Republic of China only 75 years old. But Chinese culture, its inventions, writing system, and worldview spans over 3,000 years. Dynasties rose and fell, but the legacy survived, sometimes better preserved in other nations than at home. Invention isn't a trophy, it's a torch passed through time. Zero, India. Algebra, the Arabs. Steam engines, Europe. The beauty of civilization is the remixing of genius across cultures. So, why does China claim so much? Because after losing so much, reclaiming history became a way to rebuild dignity, unify its people, and shape global perception. The real question isn't who did it first. It's who gets to tell the story.